Hello, thank you for joining me again today. It's a new year, and in the new year, we make decisions and we decide on what we plan to achieve that year. Sometimes we have mental idea, mental picture of what we want to do, and we don't actually dedicate time to do it. But if you see every country, before the year ends, what they do is that they have what is called budgets for next year. And in that budget, they have put up a strategic plan. They take it through their parliament to be able to look at the budget for the year. The budget will have to go through reading and they will pass the budget, sign it, make every amendment that needs to be made so that at the beginning of the next year, the implementation of the budget starts immediately. As a country plans their budgets, that's how a family should also plan. And that's how every organization should plan. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to stay on this channel. Don't go anywhere because a lot of things are going to unfold in this video. It's going to be a bit long. It's not going to be too short, but it's not going to be too long. It will be a bit long. But I'm going to be dealing with something that every individual needs. And if you're a leader, then you need it. It's called strategic planning. So you don't just plan. You need to be strategic in your planning. Strategic planning is the process of defining an organizational direction, an individual direction, a country's direction, a person's direction, a family's direction, and making decisions and allocating resources to pursue this strategy. So it is important because it provides clarity, it provides focus, and it provides direction to whatever you want to do. Its outcome, it enhances decision making, organizational alignment, and long-term success. And you'll be able to define your achievement. If you don't strategically plan yourself, you will not be able to know when you are successful or not. Success is simply defined the achievement of a set goal. So if you don't have a goal, then you can't define when you have succeeded. And if your goal is dwarf goal, if your goal is something that you don't need to put an extra effort to get, then your goal is not smart. So stay here. We're going to deal with each of these terms one after the other. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button, please. It's free. You don't pay for it. Just click it and you subscribe. Each time I post a video, you will get it. So let's look at the next component. What are the elements of strategic planning? Number one, vision. You need to have a vision statement. You define the desired future state. What do you want to actualize in your company, in your organization, in your family in the next 5 years? This year. Maybe you have a plan of in the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years time, you want your company or your family to be somewhere. What do you want to get in 2025? What do you want to actualize this year that will help you to get to that place in the next 20 years? So short goals, you have a long-term vision, write it down. Write it down. The Holy Book says, write the vision down, make it plain, that he that readeth will run. Number two is mission statement. Clarify the organizational purpose. Clarify your research team purpose. Clarify your institutional purpose. Clarify the department purpose. Then, what are the core values? Things that you cannot gamble with. Some people bring it up and say truth, transparency, collaboration, decision making. What are those core values which guides behavior and decision making in your organization, in your family, in anywhere? So what are those core values? Write it down, that anybody that comes, they know, oh, these are no-go area. These are things that everybody must observe in this institution, in this family, in this organization. It's possible you have never started it and you have been a family man for the past 20 years. Things have been working well, but you can't actually define your success well for each year. But you can start today. And then what are your goals and objectives? So components of strategic planning: vision statements, mission statement, core values, goals, and objectives. You must have them. It must be written down. Then alignments. Align your resources with priorities. You need to prioritize. What are the things that you must invest in? What are the things you spend money on? Prioritize everything that you need to do for the year. If we have this need, which one should we go for first? Align your resources with priorities. This is one of the benefits of strategic planning. It also enhances organizational adaptability. It encourages proactive decision making. It builds stakeholder confidence. Benefits of strategic planning. What are the process? Number one, the process is environmental analysis. That's number one. Environmental analysis, we use different tools for environmental analysis. But the simple one that we use everywhere in every organization is what we call SWOT analysis. SWOT, S-W-O-T. S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. Let me explain. Some people know it. Maybe you are listening to this, you are hearing the word SWOT for the first time. SWOT, strengths. What are the strengths we have that we can harness this year, we can harness this period, and will achieve this our goal? What are the weaknesses we have? What are the things that if we want to do this, we remember that we need a graphic designer, but we don't have a graphic designer, and someone can learn it this year, and the person will be a good graphic designer in your organization. Okay, we are not eating well because we are not buying from the right source, or we are not cooking well. We need to learn this, or employ somebody that will be able to provide that service. So you analyze what are our weaknesses. Then what are the opportunities we have? Business is opening there. There's nobody in that place. If we go there first, we get all the customers around there. What are the opportunities you have in harnessing your family income, harnessing your own income, harnessing your organizational income? Looking at your research team, there are a lot of grants that is open now. Those are opportunities you need to apply to, and you need to start planning for them early. Maybe it will open in August, you know about it today, you start planning for it, you start gathering resources, start looking at collaborators, people that you will work with within this period. Those are the opportunities. Then what are the threats? What are the things that can hinder us from getting it? It could be money, it could be someone that always antagonizes you, it could be rain, it could be weather for this thing. So if you're able to do SWOT analysis, which we call environmental analysis, you're able to know these things. Then if you're a business person, what are the market trends? When is it the best time to invest? When is it the best time to take these goods to this community, to this area, move to the other country, buy from the other place, be able to market your goods somewhere? It could be service driven. You don't have a website. I need a website that will help me. So market trends and competitors, analyze it. These are all under environmental analysis. Number two process in strategic planning is vision and mission development. Collaborative input from stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? When you are in an institution where you have people leading people, for instance, you have a tree and 5 persons report to the manager, right? And then there are other people that are under it. Those people that report to the manager, and then you, the CEO, sit down and do the first level of strategic planning. Step it down to the point that the staff, the lowest staff can be involved depending on how large your organization is, how large your research team is. Get ideas, get information from them. Come back as the core management team and refine your strategic planning to make it to be very okay for the year, for the period. Some people plan for 5 years, some plan for 10 years because things change. So from time to time you have midterm review, annual review, different things to be able to make sure you are getting towards what you want to actualize. So let your vision and mission development be clear and inspiring statements. So have an inspiring statement. Be collaborative in your planning. Then the next step, number one, remember, is environmental analysis. Number two is vision and mission development. Number three is goal setting. Set a goal. Your goal must be SMART. SMART goals. When we use the word SMART, it's simply an acronym. It's SMART. S stands for specific. Measurable for M. A is achievable. R is relevant. And T is time bound. So your goals has to be specific. This is what we need to do in the first quarter, in the first month. These are the things I need to actualize. A, B, C. Be very specific. It can be 10, it can be 15. But let it be something you can measure. Measurable goals. If you don't get it, you know you did not get it, right? If you get it, you know you got it. So it's something that, like someone say, okay, I want to lose weight this year. You take a decision that you are losing weight because you are planning to lose weight this year. So I want to lose 20 kg, for instance, in a whole year. So how many do I need to lose in a month? If you lose 20 in a year, you will need to lose almost 2 kg, 1.8 kg. Okay, yeah, 1.5 kg every month. In 12 months, there's no way you will lose 20 kg. But if you say, okay, I will lose 20 kg, and you are planning to lose 20 kg, after 3 months, you have just lost 1. You know that it's not something you can actually be able to actualize. So, number one is you're able to weigh yourself on scale, which is measure. And check yourself again after 1 month. And check yourself again after 1 month. We want our income to grow. You look at what you have in your account in January and your savings. After first quarter of the year, you go back, compare January and end of first quarter, which is end of March. What do you have? Look at other assets you have acquired within the year. Look at the goods you have in your shop, or the property, the reagents you have bought, the grants you have written. Maybe you consulted a grant writer to write some of the grants for you because you don't have all the time to write a lot of grants. So you call the grant writer to write it for you. So different things, and you paid. So those are expenses for the year. Then you're also expecting that grant will come. Maybe you pay the grant writer $10,000 or $5,000, and the grant is going to bring $500,000 or $1 million to you. Is it not better than you did not even attempt writing the grant? The ideas are yours, but you don't have time to put it together. Someone puts it together for you. You review before you submit and all those stuff. So somebody comes, support you, you pay the person, research assistant, different people. So how do you get those help and be able to actualize your goal? So measurable goals, achievable goals, but don't put a dwarf goal. Some people put dwarf goal that they don't need to put any effort, they will just actualize it. Maybe let's say, for instance, as an academic, you publish 10 papers every year. And then this year again, you are targeting the same 10 papers. You are not putting any effort there. There's always a path you follow and it will come. Now, go beyond what you had last time to add extra thing, but don't go too much that you know that you can't even achieve this in the next 2 years. So why are you putting it this year? You put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Your work-life balance will be affected and different things. So achievable goals, let it be relevant to the long-term goal. The things you have written down, let it be relevant to the long-term goal. So relevance, that is R in SMART. And then it has to be time-bound. When are you actualizing each one? So number 1 point, strategic planning process. Number 1 is environmental analysis. Number 2 is vision and mission development. Number 3 is goal setting. And number 4 is strategic formulation. Identify initiatives, prioritize based on impact and feasibility. What are the initiatives, things you should be doing to be able to actualize the goal? You know, Writing goals are very easy, but people don't do this one. What are the things you should do to actualize the goal? Very important. You need to write it down so that when you are not doing those things, you know that, oh, these are not part of the things we plan to do. Let's do the things we should do to be able to actualize it. So, strategic formulation, implementation and execution. Some people write, very nice. That's what happens in most countries. They have very good budgets, but in implementation, 10%, 15%. They don't. So what are the actions with timelines? Assignment of responsibilities. Who is responsible for each one, each activity? Who is going to do it? Who is going to monitor that person? So these things are things you need to look at and be able to say, okay, this is what I planned this year. So the last thing is monitoring and evaluation. There must be key performance indicators. What are the things that I'm going to put in place that, okay, these are things that I will see and I will say, I have actualized this, I have not actualized this. So key performance indicators, regular reviews and updates. You could say quarterly. We sit down, have a meeting, management meeting, review. It could be general staff, everybody. Where I work, sometimes we have every fortnightly, we look at what we have actualized in our research team, and also we have that meeting to review our performance, look at what we're supposed to be doing to make sure that we are on track. So before I go to the next point, I have dealt with the planning, the strategic planning process. Number one is environmental analysis, vision and mission development, goal setting, and strategic formulation, implementation and execution, then monitoring and evaluation. If you have not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button, and each time I post video, you will get it. Now, what are the tools you need? You need tools and techniques you need. You need SWOT analysis. You have to be doing it each time of your monitoring and evaluation. You must be making use of SWOT analysis to make sure that you are on track. Find out your weaknesses, try to cover it. That will keep you on track. So always do SWOT analysis. I've explained it earlier. Some people make use of what is called balanced scorecard. A balanced scorecard is a framework that an organization's strategic objective set into for performance measures. So it focuses on 4 aspects: financial, customer, internal process, and learning and growth. So what are the learnings? What are the finance? Are customers satisfied? Internal processes. It helps you to balance between short-term objectives and long-term goals. So this is what it. Some people also make use of PESTLE analysis. PESTLE is PESTLE. So it stands for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. So it's a tool for analyzing external factors that could impact the organization, like political, government policies, trade, regulations, economics, and all those stuff. So these are things that could affect you. What are the common challenges in strategic planning? There are common challenges. Lack of stakeholder engagement. If you just come up as a leader and you drop it on the table, tell them, this is what we are going to do this year. You don't engage them. There's lack of motivation. They are not involved. Your team members are not involved. They were not involved in the planning, in the initiatives and other things. It's not that you don't have what you want to do, but communicate, discuss it with them. It will help them to be able to say, yes, this is what we plan to do this year. And then that brings motivation. So lack of stakeholder engagement can affect your plan, your strategic plan severely. Poor communication of the plan. As time goes on, you'll be hiring new staff. If you have not documented your plan, what will you use in training? How will you communicate it? And from time to time, some people will not understand it at the first time, remember. So you need to communicate properly. You need to have someone guiding others on how to translate this plan, strategic plan, to make sure that this is what we are doing, we're on track with what we are doing. Inadequate resources for implementation. This is always a challenge in most organizations. Resources are never enough. But your biggest resource is humans, people that work with you. These are people that can support you. So always carry them along. Sometimes husbands will come and take decision. They don't involve their wife, or wife will take decision without involving the husband. If you do that, most times the plan will not work. But if you have it as a family, including your children, everybody, the plan will work. So inadequate resources affects it. Resistance to change. Some people want it how it has been. That's how it will be. And that's how it will continue to be. So if you bring anything, let's change, it becomes very difficult. But the current generation, like the Gen Zs, Alpha, they change easily. But if you're in my generation or generation before me, we get used to something, we say, oh, we'll be here. They don't easily change. But the world is changing every day. AI is taking over the world, different things. So if you are planning, you have to communicate properly. You have to have a buy-in. What we call it is buy-in, lobby. Sometimes you massage someone's ego to make the person buy your idea, to be able to buy in to your idea. And that resistance will be minimized. So what are the things you need to do to overcome this resistance? Ensure leadership commitment. Foster an inclusive and planning process. Communicate the strategy effectively. Review and adapt the plan regularly. In summary, strategic planning is essential for achieving organizational success. It involves clear vision, structured process, and ongoing evaluation. So these key terms are important. It's key to adaptability and resilience in dynamic environments. The world we are today is changing every day. Therefore, begin your strategic planning journey today. If you have not started already, if you have not concluded already, if you have planned half, you just wrote objective, things you want to achieve without activities, it's not possible for you to achieve them most times. You need to put in actions, plans, things you need to do. So if you think that the year is already started, let me plan for next year. Are you giving up the rest of 11 months plus or 20 days of this year? So start your planning today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button. I've been releasing a lot of beautiful videos this year, and I've been dealing a lot with leadership, health, education. This channel is available for everyone. Just click the subscribe button. You will not pay any money. It's free. And you'll get all the video. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye.